All right, so you're dreaming of homemade breakfasts, cozy rooms, being the ultimate host, running a B&B. Sounds charming, right?
Yeah.
But as with any dream job, it's good to have like a reality check
Oh, yeah.
before you're knee-deep in reservations and breakfast pastries and all that. You sent us a whole stack of resources about becoming a B&B operator, so
Wow.
seems like you're serious about this.
What's interesting here is that this isn't just about, like, loving to bake scones or having a knack for decorating.
Right.
The material you've gathered really dives into the business side of things.
Okay.
You're essentially becoming like a hospitality entrepreneur.
So it's not all about like fluffy pillows and floral arrangements then?
Well, those are definitely part of the charm, but these guides, they emphasize the operational side too. We're talking managing bookings, staff, finances.
Yeah.
It's a whole operation, not just a hobby.
Okay, so less bed and breakfast, more bed, breakfast, any spreadsheets.
Yeah.
That tracks with what I'm seeing here about using technology. Online booking systems, social media marketing. No more handwritten ledgers in the age of Airbnb.
Exactly. And that highlights a key takeaway for you, adaptability.
Okay.
The guide mentions that trends in hospitality, they change quickly.
Right.
Guests nowadays might be looking for things like sustainable practices
Oh, interesting.
or unique local experiences. It's not enough to just offer a comfy bed anymore.
You've got to stand out somehow. Speaking of standing out, I did notice this career path is expected to grow. More competition means you've really got to bring your A game.
Absolutely. And you'll want to consider the financial implications of that too.
Okay.
The guide talks about the importance of solid financial management skills, especially since B&B income can be unpredictable.
Right.
Have you thought about how you'd manage the financial ups and downs? Maybe building up savings, having a backup plan?
That's a really good point. It's easy to get caught up in the romantic vision of it all and forget about the practical side.
Right. And that's where the guide's breakdown of career stages is helpful. They show how responsibilities evolve as you gain experience, from maybe starting by assisting with breakfast service to potentially managing an entire B&B one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a behind-the-scenes look at how a career in this field could actually progress. So someone just starting out, they'd probably want to get some hands-on experience, right? Maybe at a local B&B to see if they even like it.
Absolutely. The guide suggests volunteering or working in a B&B, get a feel for the day-to-day. It's a chance to learn the ropes, even start building your network.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, they also highlight joining industry associations, like the Professional Association of Innkeepers International, for support and connections.
So it's like finding your people, other passionate folks who get what it takes to run a B&B.
Exactly. And it's not just about making friends.
Right.
These networks can be invaluable for getting advice, staying updated on trends, and even finding mentorship opportunities.
It's like building a support system around your passion. Right. Which makes a lot of sense because while guests see the charming decor and like the delicious food, there's a whole lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, right?
Absolutely. And that's where having a good marketing strategy comes in.
Right.
The guide talks about how important it is to craft a compelling online presence.
Right.
Especially in today's digital world.
Right, because even the cutest B&B won't get very far if nobody knows it exists.
Right.
So we're talking more than just having a website, right?
Oh, yeah.
What are some things aspiring B&B owners can do to really stand out online?
Think of it like this. Your website and social media are your virtual storefront.
Okay.
They should be just as inviting and well-maintained as your physical B&B.
So high-quality photos are a must.
Absolutely.
I bet showcasing those unique features that set your B&B apart is key.
Exactly. You want those photos to tell a story, to entice potential guests.
Yeah.
With a glimpse of the experience they can expect.
Okay.
And speaking of storytelling, don't underestimate the power of words.
So it's about more than just listing amenities. What kind of storytelling are we talking about?
Think about highlighting the history of your B&B, its charm, maybe even the surrounding area. Do you source your ingredients locally?
Right.
Maybe you offer a special partnership with a nearby attraction?
Yeah.
Those details matter.
It's about painting a picture with words, making people feel like they're discovering a hidden gem when they stumble upon your B&B online.
Precisely. Now, along with visuals and storytelling, there's this whole other layer of online marketing
Yeah.
that often feels like a mystery.
Okay.
Search engine optimization, or SEO.
SEO.
Yeah, you want your B&B to pop up when someone searches for accommodations in your area.
Right, because what good is a stunning website if it's buried under a million other search results?
Exactly. One simple SEO tip the guide mentions is using location-based keywords
Okay.
naturally in your website copy.
Okay.
So instead of just saying charming B&B,
Right.
you might say charming B&B in the heart of Tuscany, or wherever you're located.
Right. Right. It makes sense. You're basically helping potential guests find you more easily.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got your online presence sorted.
Mm-hmm.
What about when someone's actually booked a stay?
Yeah.
What are some key things B&B operators should keep in mind to ensure a smooth guest experience?
Communication is key.
Okay.
From the moment someone books to the moment they check out, make sure you're clear and prompt with your communication.
That makes sense. No one likes being left in the dark, especially when they're traveling.
Right. So be upfront about things like check-in and check-out times.
Yeah.
What amenities are included.
Okay.
Even house rules if you have any.
Right.
And of course, be responsive to any questions or concerns guests might have before or during their stay.
It's all about managing expectations and making people feel heard, right?
Absolutely. Now, speaking of feedback,
Okay.
another crucial aspect of running a B&B is learning how to handle reviews.
Oh, yeah.
Both the glowing ones and the not-so-glowing ones.
Yes. Reviews can make or break a business these days.
Right? And I imagine it takes a certain level of grace to navigate both positive and negative feedback.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Encourage guests to leave reviews. It's like word-of-mouth marketing for the digital age.
Yeah.
Positive reviews can attract new customers.
Right.
And constructive criticism?
Yeah.
Well, that's an opportunity for growth.
Easier said than done, though, right?
Yeah.
I imagine it's easy to take negative feedback personally.
Sure.
Especially when you've poured your heart and soul into creating this welcoming space.
It definitely takes practice, but the guide actually offers some helpful advice on this.
Okay.
They recommend responding to negative reviews gracefully and professionally.
Right.
Thank the guest for their feedback, apologize for any inconvenience caused,
Yeah.
and if it's appropriate, let them know what steps you're taking to address the issue.
So it's about showing potential guests that you're listening, that you care about their experience, and that you're committed to continuous improvement. Exactly. Sometimes a negative review, if handled well, can actually enhance your reputation.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it shows transparency and a willingness to learn and grow.
It's like turning a potential negative into a chance to showcase your commitment to customer service. That's a really helpful way to think about it. You know, it's clear that running a B&B is about so much more than just having a charming property. It's about the business skills, the marketing know-how, the customer service, and even like the emotional intelligence to handle all the ups and downs.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Right.
It's about finding that sweet spot between the dream and the reality.
Okay.
And speaking of dreams, let's not forget the heart of it all.
Right.
That passion for hospitality.
Right, because at the end of the day, guests are going to remember how you made them feel. What are some of those intangible qualities that make a B&B truly special?
I'd say it's those personal touches.
Okay.
Those genuine moments of connection that go beyond the expected.
Give me an example. What are we talking about here?
It could be something as simple as a handwritten welcome note, waiting for guests upon arrival.
Oh.
Maybe a plate of freshly baked cookies.
Okay.
Or perhaps it's offering personalized recommendations.
Right.
For local restaurants or hidden gems that most tourists wouldn't find on their own.
It's like you're saying, hey, I see you, I value your business, and I want you to have an amazing time while you're here.
Exactly. And those small gestures can leave a lasting impression.
Right.
They show guests that you're not just going through the motions. You genuinely care about creating a memorable experience for them.
It's about exceeding expectations and creating those wow moments that guests will rave about long after their stay.
Yeah.
And those positive word-of-mouth referrals are marketing gold.
Absolutely. It's like we were saying earlier about online reviews.
Right.
Those genuine recommendations from happy guests can be far more persuasive than any fancy advertising campaign.
So much of this comes down to authenticity, doesn't it? People can tell when you're genuinely passionate about something, and I imagine that passion is contagious.
Absolutely. When you love what you do, it shines through in every interaction.
Right.
Every detail, every decision you make.
Yeah.
And that enthusiasm rubs off on your guests, making them feel like they're part of something special.
It's like you're not just offering a place to stay, you're offering an experience, a memory, a connection to something truly unique.
Precisely. And that, I think, is the magic of a successful B&B.
This deep dive has been incredibly eye-opening. We've unpacked the business side, the marketing strategies, the importance of online presence, and those essential human touches that truly elevate the guest experience. If you had one final piece of advice for aspiring B&B owners, what would it be?
I'd say embrace both the dream and the reality. Don't be afraid to dream big and infuse your B&B with your unique personality and passions.
Okay.
But also be prepared for the challenges, the long hours, the unexpected issues, the constant need to adapt and evolve.
It's a journey, not a destination, right?
Exactly. But for those with a true love of hospitality and an entrepreneurial spirit,
Yeah.
it can be an incredibly rewarding one.
This has given us so much to think about. We've explored the ins and outs of being a B&B operator, but the journey doesn't end here. The real question is, what story will your B&B tell? What unique experience will you create for your guests? Keep those questions in mind as you continue exploring this path. And who knows, maybe someday we'll be lucky enough to experience the magic of your B&B firsthand.